Greetings, Guardians, and welcome to another show here at your adult entertainment here live on YouTube. Hell yeah. And we are actually on episode number 100. Finally. Woo, it's been a rough fucking ride. But I tell you what, we fucking made it. And I see y'all in the chat. Astro says game bad. My mom ordered me a 12-inch United States Special Force soldier. 100. Very nice. Thank you, Astro. So, and of course, we all know you actually came here for my beautiful face. And if this is your first time here, my name is Armalite, Hunter Main, and I'm so happy that you're here. Especially if you're watching this in the past broadcast. Now, let's do a little stuff. All right. I've actually put some on my YouTube. It actually did quite well. And we are sitting so close to 100 subscribers. I think it is fucking awesome. So I appreciate you. If you came here from TikTok, it's fucking badass. You are the GOAT. So, anyways, and I also put out that same video on my YouTube channel, right? And it actually kind of went off compared to like my previous videos, and I didn't even actually posted it as a like a short, I guess you would say. The video was actually too long, so I just put it out for just a regular video, and it actually did very fucking well. And I have it set up on kind of like the head videos, so that if you come to my channel for the first time, you can see it. And really to try to encourage people to come to the show, come in and actually give their grievance and experiences and actually foster something larger. And I'm here for it, dude. I think it's fucking awesome. Astro, Jarhead reaction win. And the sunglasses, awesome. Mouth reveal win. Not anytime soon. I apologize, but you know it's the eyes, man. It's the eyes that gets people. They're beautiful, right? So, but anyways, I hope everybody's enjoying their evening. Now, do me a favor, if you would. I know it's the YouTube thing, but if you do, you know, if you chat in the live chat and you like the stream, it feeds the algorithm, and we can try to get some more butts in the seats, right? So, and hopefully we can actually, you know, have some conversations here when it comes to the to this whole PvP ordeal. Jarhead training death. So anyways, let's see here. Oh, and another thing, if you're not aware yet, I do have a Discord, and you are more than welcome to join at any time. It's got the whole shebang, right? You know, I also have clan members in there. I have it's actually going to be a space where I'm actually going to do like call-ins and all that good stuff. So, and I can always add more things to it, but it's a decent start, right? I mean, I did build it like a year or two ago, but still at the same time. But the link is actually in the description. Join anytime you feel like. And if you ever want to be a part of the show, like you want to be a guest on the show, then we can actually arrange that. So all you gotta do is let me know, and we can actually get that party started. So anyways, I guess we'll just kind of get into the conversation when it comes to like the whole PvP thing. And I have, before I started the stream, I went ahead and just recorded a video that's actually going to be a TikTok, and I'm actually going to upload it onto my YouTube channel here too. Bro got yelled at after he died. Goofy. I see cool red button. I click. What can I say? Hell yeah. Thank you. So anyways, that video will most likely be up on my TikTok probably tonight. I try to keep it short and sweet of some other idea that I'd like to see if I could get, you know, maybe get it across to Bungie, and maybe it could spark an idea or something similar, or at least if nothing else, it could at least spark a conversation amongst ourselves. So Half-Life when? is that what you're going to be asking all night? You're just going to be asking like, when this, when that, when we doing this, when we doing that? That's cool. It's all right. You can stick around, Astra. It's all good. I've been waiting for Half-Life for 3 years. So anyways, not to try to derail the conversation. So PvP. All right. So it's a kind of, it depends on who you ask, right? It depends on who you ask when it comes to the whole PvP charade of how people think about it. You know, no, not Half-Life. That, what? I'm waiting for Half-Life 3 to come out. Oh, okay. Awesome. So anyways, the this whole, like I said, depends on who it is that you're actually asking. If you're talking to somebody that's like hardcore, or you know, like they basically treat Destiny's PvP like Call of Duty, you know, a lot of the times it always seems like people who, you know, try to be the best and all this other shit. Now for me, I'm not like what you would consider really a PvP type of person, which is kind of ironic because I actually have a long background history playing like Call of Duty. You know, Black Ops 2 was my favorite. So I'm pretty sure that's for anybody and everybody, most likely, depending on how old they are. But in PvP, it depends. Like I could get a feel for it and be like, bro, like I'm doing really well, and I just want to stick with it. Sometimes I just want to go like dive in head first and just, I'm going to stick to this for a while. But you know, PvE just tends to draw me back. I just want to shoot ads, you know, shoot ads, or we go with the whole you know, and doing more than just strikes. I find myself, I'm really liking dungeons these days. But that being said, when it comes to PvP, let's take this past Iron Banner here recently, right? We had Iron Banner, and I didn't really get a chance to play throughout the week, but I would say Monday, you know, the day before reset, I hit it really hard, and I got in there, and I gotta tell you, whatever Bungie is doing with the matchmaking, I love it. I love it. It is so nice. When I go in and I solo queue, I think I probably matched with like a couple 2 stacks, maybe a 3 stack. Hell, I don't know. Maybe most of the players could have been already done, so like not really too many people were like, you know, teaming up as much. So I went in solo. I wanted to try solo and see what the experience was like. And I gotta tell you, I don't run meta. I think, okay, hot take. I think that the meta is basically just a crutch. I am a firm believer on that. When you go with the meta, and here's why. I think the reason why is because if you're using the meta, you're basically trying to use whatever you're going to get the fastest TTK when it comes to, you know, trying to defeat your opponent the fastest, right? And it's a fast-paced game, which naturally, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not going to sit here and say you shouldn't go with the meta. You play whatever the hell you want. I don't give a fuck. But at the same time, I still feel like it's a crutch. You know, if you're going to actually want to show that you're actually very skilled in PvP, go with something that's not so meta. Find a new route. You know, me, I am so comfortable when it comes to using, wait for it, a bow and a hand cannon. Yes, you heard me correctly. I like to use a bow and a hand cannon. And every once in a while, I like to just, you know, pull out a sword every once in a while, but I don't really use the sword. I basically just use the bow and hand cannon. I'm never dropping special for the enemy team while they're using shotguns and rocket launcher, or not rocket, grenade launchers or fusion rifles, whatever the meta is. So I typically, that's where I go for. You know, I don't care if you want to use the meta, sure, but I feel like you're not really showing any skills if you do that. You know, yeah, you could pop off, get a bunch of kills, you know, quickly with the TTK, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, but is it really skill, or like how you can manipulate the map, you know, or the enemy's map, and be able to flank, think outside besides just aim down sights and then hold trigger, you know, ride that lightning, right? Because like right now we're in a SMG meta, especially the immortal that you can get through trials. You know, that's basically what everybody's fucking using, right? So, which the ironic thing was, it was really funny when I played solo in Iron Banner, because that's when it seemed to be the most prevalent, was during Iron Banner, was that everybody was using the immortal. And I find it kind of hilarious because I probably seen the entire time that I played solo, and I played for a good few hours, I feel like there was only like 2, 3 at the most, and that was during the entire fucking thing. Now that was just my experience, that's anecdotal, I get it, you know, that's just me. You know, I could have been fighting a bunch of people at the bottom of the barrel as far as I fucking know, but I didn't see that many. Now that being said, I also noticed when I stacked team, because I grabbed up a few of my buddies to play Iron Banner with me, and that's when I started seeing immortals being used a little more prevalently. That's when I started seeing like almost like every other match. And it's like, yeah, like this weapon is very fast to kill, and it seems to map you. You know, it's got like pulse rifle range or auto rifle range or whatever, and it's stupid nuts. But I mean, I found ways to try to counteract that, you know. That's why I like using my Le Monarch, because it makes you a little nervous whenever you start getting a little poison on you, you know, because I popped a arrow to your dome. So that's how it works sometimes that they get me. It's just nature of the game, right? And then I try to get my revenge kill afterwards. So, but that was kind of that's basically what my experience when it comes to you know, with the Iron Banner, I felt like the matchmaking was so much better, and a lot better than what it used to be back in, you know, back in the day. And you know, people complain Iron Banner is so sweaty. Yes, Iron Banner is sweaty. It has always been sweaty. As long as Bungie has had Iron Banner in Destiny 2, it has always been sweaty to the degree you wouldn't comprehend. It's always been that way. Okay, so, but I had a really good time this time. So, and you're more than welcome to butt in and tell me how wrong I am at any time. You don't, this is not really about me. I'm actually trying to, you know, bolster a conversation. You know, how did you feel? How did you feel about the Iron Banner? If you played at all, how do you feel about PvP? You know, and like overall, how do you feel about PvP? Do you feel like it's in a good place? It obviously needs some work, you know, and I feel like that's the problem with metas when it comes to Destiny. I feel like metas, they are always having to construct different type of weapons to basically take that top part, that top space, which I kind of see the reason, I guess, to really get us to use different weapons. But at the same time, I'm just like, I really don't even, I end up using a bow and a hand cannon. There was only one fucking time that my Luminarch that I love to use in PvP was actually meta. And then all of a sudden, everybody was fucking using it. And it's like, man, I was using this before it was cool. And all of a sudden, y'all are just gravitating towards it, right? I swear to God, for like, I don't know, it was like 2 weeks or some shit like that. Like 2 fucking weeks. That's all you seen was fucking Luminarchs all over the place. And it's like, man, that's my weapon. That's my motherfucking weapon. And y'all over here trying to use my shit. But no, whatever. Fuck it. And like I said, that's what's the problem with having metas all the time. I feel like that's really the biggest ordeal. You know, when you have metas, it changes. And like I said, I understand Bungie is trying to get people to try out different weapons and all that good stuff. But come on. And my favorite part, now not everybody fucking does this, but one of my most favorite parts is when you get these people that put builds together. Hey Guardians, try this. And then all of a sudden it gets used all over in PvP, and then people bitch about it. Oh my God, everybody's using this weapon. They need to nerf it. It's like, bruh, you put out a video and then you bitch about it. It's like, what? How does that work? Like, I don't understand. That don't make no sense. So, but hey, it is what it is. So, let me check some stuff here. Hey! Looks like Jonah. I hope I'm if I'm butchering your name, I do apologize. Jonah actually joined during my live stream. Okay, let's see if I got a special role for you. Let's see. I don't know if you're it doesn't, I'm not sure if you're active. If you're active on my Discord, I should be able to find you pretty easily. Or did you come in and dip? No? Okay, this shit's in alphabetical order. Oh, and another thing I noticed that someone boosted, somebody named Ted boosted my channel or my server on the Discord, which is fucking sick. That is awesome. And thank you, whoever you are. Okay, so Jonah, I am not saying your name on here. What the fuck? Because if I could see your name, I would actually give you. I have a goat roll that I would actually give you for joining. Only a certain amount of people are going to be able to have that roll. That's a special roll right there. Okay. Not saying. I got this shit in alphabetical order, but it's not showing me. Hell, probably came in and then yep. As far as I know. Let's see. See if I go to check one more time. Yep, not seeing the name. So Jonah, if you're hearing this and you joined my Discord and you decide to come back, let me know, because it doesn't look like you're actually on here. So okay, and I guess here, let's do this real quick. Let me switch scenes here, and we're going to this. So this is my Discord right now, and basically if I would actually, I'm going to start having guests and, live calls and all that shit using this here as soon as I start getting some guests. So but yeah, you come in, this is where you drop in, and house rules, very fucking simple. It's, come on, I mean, do I really need to like spell it out for people? So, and all you gotta do is just hit this little green check mark. It'll give you an automatic new light roll, and I have a leveling system, so the more that you chat in the Discord, the more you're going to level up, and it's pretty neat. And I think I think I want to do like a threshold on like it because I want to be able to keep this as free as possible. I want this show to be as free as possible to you. So if you're watching this, I'm not trying to sell you shit, I ain't sitting here trying to sell you, razors. I'm not trying to sell you, all this extra junk that has nothing to do with my show. Or, I'm not going to knock on somebody if they do, but that's just not what I want to do. If I'm going to do something to be able to make some money out of this, I'm going to find my way without sponsors, without doing all this extra bullshit. So and like I said, I also have a clan members only area, the radio, and just like a chill lounge area, chill chat, people come in and chat and everything. It's a little bit on the light side, but I do plan on trying to get, more people active into it. And I know everybody and them fucking mama's got a damn Discord. I get it, but hey, it doesn't hurt to have one more, right? I'm trying to build a community here. That's basically what it is. And not exactly like not entirely like-minded either. It's like, you know, you could literally just, you love Destiny. It's like a love-hate relationship, you know, and you love to hate it type of thing. And you're still more than welcome to be a part of this community. I'm not sitting here to try to foster up another echo chamber where everybody thinks the same, because conversation cannot be had in that type of environment. You know, you just get a bunch of people that talk and say the same shit. All right. So anyways, so yeah, that's Discord. Links in the description if you want to join. If you join while I'm actually live on YouTube and I find your name, and I would actually give you the GOAT role, which there's only one person in this entire server that has it, and I have like 57 members right now, trying to boost up those numbers. You know, those are rookie numbers. So, but yeah. All right, I'm gonna minimize this right quick, and let's see. Want to see what's all going on Twitter. I know, like right now, I guess a lot of the context and conversation seems to be surrounded by the whole Lightfall and Season of Defiance. You know, if people actually enjoy that direction that Bungie is taking the story. Here's my thought. Like, I did enjoy Lightfall. You know, it wasn't the greatest DLC I've ever played. I mean, to be honest, between Lightfall and Witch Queen, they're close together. I know a lot of people talk, no, Forsaken was the best. It's either Forsaken, and if you go all the way back to D1, then all of a sudden it's Taken King. And which, don't get me wrong, Taken King was fucking chef's kiss. I loved it. But we're no longer in D1. We are now in D2. And we have came a long way. Let's just say, ever since Witch Queen, you had Witch Queen, and now you're getting Lightfall. You're basically, the way that they're telling the story and how they have structured, especially when it comes to gameplay, I really enjoyed the route that they went. Because if you think back, even back in Forsaken, basically the story mode was basically the equivalence of, you know, churched up strikes, basically. I mean, that's basically all it was. Each of the missions were basically just strikes. That's how I felt. But then they implemented Witch Queen the way they did, made each of the missions longer, and where you can actually spend more time in it. Now, when it comes to Lightfall, I see where a lot of people are just like, yo, Lightfall was just, it was all about Strand, us learning how to do Strand. And yeah, that is true. But at the same time, I feel like when it comes to Lightfall itself, I feel like by the end of the story, at the last mission, right, everybody thought it's like, oh, this is where the story stops. I don't know this, I don't know that, what the fuck is going on? It's like, whoa, hey, have you never watched TV shows? I guarantee you that majority of you are sitting here watching anime and you don't, you know, think that way. I mean, unless if they hit you with a cliffhanger. But at the same time, you're not just like, oh, you're just treating it like that was the story. Lightfall, that's it. That's all. Lightfall is going to be the entirety of this year. That story being told. It started, it's not over. And then we have Final Shape. Understand? Good. And another thing you also gotta think about is that you get a lot of people that'll sit here, movie critics. I can't stand some movie critics. Okay? Like, some of them get on my nerves so bad. Like, literally, people who are criticizing Lightfall or Destiny as a whole, they're basically like a junkie movie critic, basically, right? Like, they literally go into the game and look for shit. They look, which is cool. I mean, but let's call it what it is. You're going in and you're looking for shit. You're looking for shit to bitch about. Okay. And why I correlate that to movie critics is because you get those people that just, they zoom into those fine details of like, it doesn't matter. It was still a really good movie overall. But I didn't know why he left that blue pencil on the fucking table. That makes no fucking sense. Why? Tell me why. But no. That, like, nobody just look at the story as a whole. Now, granted, you know, I've watched some movies, of course, and I just thought, wow, like, holy shit. Like, I'll give you one for example. The most recent Matrix, the newest one that came out just a few years ago, right? It was nostalgic, but at the same time, it was like, what the fuck? Like, by the end of it, I was just like, oh, this was fucking weird. Why? Like, no, they shouldn't have done it. They should just left that shit in the past, man. Unless if they were going to tell like a whole new brand new story, you know, that would have been cool with new characters. But they were like bringing back new characters, or it was like the past characters. And the guy who played Mr. Smith, I was like, no, bro, that ain't it. Like, seriously, that one ain't it. And right now I'm probably sounding like one of those movie critics that, you know, I despise. So talk about calling the kettle black, right? So, but yes, that's how I felt. I mean, it was just, it's like, I think it should have just stayed back in the past. It shouldn't have, they shouldn't have done it. But I see where they were going with it at the same time. It was all right. But let's take like one of my most favorite movies that everybody seems wants to dog on. One of my most favorite movies would be, as not really recent, it's been out for a long time, but Avatar is one of my most favorite fucking movies of all time, like almost all time. I got plenty of others in the box, but Avatar is definitely one of my top 10s, and it's amazing, and I am looking forward to seeing the second one. I don't care. And people dog on me all the fucking time, like, that movie is stupid. Yeah, no. And it's like, no. Just like, okay, here's a good example. I had a conversation with one of the guys I work with, and he comes at me when we're talking about this very conversation, right? He comes at me and he's like, what was the name of the material that they were there for in the first place? Unobtainium, I believe that's what it was called. And he was like, because he was thinking, I wouldn't remember, he was like, see, but there was only one time that thing was mentioned. And it's like, yeah, but that wasn't the plot of the story. It wasn't the fucking material. That was the reason why they were there. It was just a reason, but that wasn't the plot of the story. It was about the Na'vi and all that good shit. And, you know, and basically there's a war that breaks out between the Na'vi and the humans, which was an amazing story. But the fact that that was the only time unobtainium was actually mentioned in that movie, well, it was a shit movie. And I feel, and to rope this back, I feel like that's one of the biggest like things that people do when it comes to Destiny. They pick that one thing, cherry picking shit, and it'd be like, what is this? What is this? Like, but you got an entire beautiful cherry tree sitting in front of you, but you're gonna pick a couple bad ones and pick a couple bad cherries and be like, what is this? This is your game, Bungie. Like, argh! That's okay. I love the internet, so I'm here for it. And really, like, if that's your take, well, that's cool. Like, I'm not gonna shame you for it. But yeah, that's my long drive. We're supposed to be sitting here talking about PvP, and I'm over here talking about fucking Avatar. What a stream! And we're coming up on 40 minutes already. Jesus Christ! I talk too fucking much sometimes. Ooh-wee. Okay, let me check my Discord again. Because I totally missed the last drop. So. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna put that away. Let's talk Crucible. Hey, that was my idea. I just seen it. The Destiny show, that's more of like the podcast. Oh, this is perfect, actually. Hey, let's go. Let's do this. Okay, so the Destiny show here on Twitter has asked, let's talk Crucible, which I swear to God, I'm just now seeing this because this was posted like 11 o'clock a.m. this morning. And I swear to God, I'm just now seeing this. I did not copy. Okay. I didn't even know that they posted this. But while we're here, we're going to see what people have said. Okay. So Jake Parker here, says remove SBMM to prioritize connection-based matchmaking over all types, card-based matchmaking and trials. So when it comes to matchmaking or connection, when it comes to trials, when it comes to skill-based matchmaking, which I understand they kind of rolled that shit back quite a bit, and now it's supposed to be like SBMM light. So I don't know. I kind of find it weird when it comes to like just like a casual playlist like Clash or Control. You know, they put skill-based matchmaking, and maybe that's because that's where people spend most of their time, and trials is only here for a weekend, right? Like, it's only here, drops Friday, and then it's gone by Tuesday. And for the majority of the time of your time, if you're playing PvP, you're either going to be, you know, playing just the traditional stuff, unless if you're like living in comp. Bringing all maps back from DCV to create the most diverse map pool to date. Okay, so maps, cool. Kind of also have to be kind of careful with that, because like if you saturate the maps too many maps, you're going to get a lot of repeats, and there are going to be certain maps that you really prefer to play on, but it never gets chosen anytime that you get loaded in. I mean, unless if Bungie does like, okay, we're going to throw every single map and back at you. We're going to drag them all out of the DCV, correct? So every map you've ever played within Destiny 2, and hell, let's go ahead and grab all the ones from D1. Okay, so they take all these maps out and they're like, okay, instead of throwing them all at you at the same time, where you got like 30 maps, different maps, which sounds, woo, it sounds crazy. Why not split them up? And like how Bungie has been doing in rotation. So they would have, let's say they would take, let's say you have 30 different maps, and then they want to cut them into equal sections. So you put them like in a section of 10, right? So you have 10 different maps that you would be thrown into this certain pool. And then they would be like, okay, here's section A, B, and C. And maybe they can even throw in like a voting thing, because they do that with trials all the time, where you can actually vote which map you want to play on. So you have sections A, B, and C. Maybe they could do the voting, or maybe instead of just doing voting, maybe actually, you know, just rotate them, right? And of course, you know, some people say bring all maps back from the DCV, which I'm pretty sure most people are going to be like, nah, that ain't it, because this map right here, that map right here were shit. They suck. So you have that, but at least you got all the maps back from the DCV. So maybe they could do it in sections, like these 10 are going to be in the first week, and this 10 is going to be in the second week, and then the third week you're going to have this 10, and just keep rotating them like that. Or you could flip-flop them, whatever the hell you want to do. And so that's actually not a bad idea. So get rid of skill-based matchmaking for connection-based and quick play, and bring back better old maps if they aren't going to make new ones. Remove Cathedral and delete it. Also give people a reason to play it, rather than every vendor giving the same weapon for leveling. Cool. Basically said the exact same thing as the person said previously. So delete Titans, Worm, Husk, Crown, and any healing ability. Disable controller or aim assist in PC, trials, and comp. Disable melee lunge or auto lock in all subclasses. Disable perks that provide damage boost without requiring a kill. Matchmaking prioritizes comp rank. So this is also that I am going to take a big hunch that this individual is actually a PC player, right? So he plays PC and he wants to get rid of certain things when it comes to comp and trials. Like you play with aim assist. You know what? I don't know if that whole aim assist thing would actually just wreck all of gunplay. If that's what's actually making the gunplay feel so good. I don't know. But I find it quite interesting, because I can't shoot snipers worth the fuck in Destiny 2. I will quick snipe you and call it a day like you wouldn't believe. Like, I can't do trick shots, but I could go off every once in a while, right? So I feel like the aim assist on controller is so strong. I'm trying to go after one person. Excuse me. I'm trying to go after one person, and if somebody lunges right in front of that person I'm trying to go after, I swear to God, my cursor follows that. And it's like, no, stop. And it's always as soon as I shoot my shot, that shit start dragging. Turn that shit off. Or at least give me an option to be able to turn that shit off. Okay. Line of sight. Let me do it. All right. I don't need your help. Let me do it. That shit irritates me. Even in PvE, that irritates me so bad. So let's see. Loot. The entire point of looter shooter is chasing loot. Yet comp provides 0 incentive after the first 3 matches per character. Competitive should have a whole set of loot that can drop simply by playing with higher ranks, providing more perks. I mean, that don't sound like a bad idea. I mean, and of course, you know, like, okay, I know Astrocross just pointed out, like, having, like, I don't know, if you do that, then you're basically, you could be creating this whole, the rich getting richer scenario, right? Which on paper, that's a bad idea, right? However, when it comes to like Ascross was talking about when it came to this whole, the Guardian ranks and all that shit that they implemented here recently, I like it, but I'm not like, maybe I'll try to get to like 7. I think it's kind of pointless too if it's just going to reset every season. It's like, what's the point then? Like, if I want to put in all that work to be able to get to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, what is actually the point of doing it if it's just going to reset me back to 6? If it's going to I mean, that alone is enough to chase. And you know, possibly having it where, you know, having an exotic item, what was it, fuck, I can't, it's like item armor piece, you know, like the cloak, the armband, and the sweat towel for Titans, you know, people having an exotic version of that, but it's just a flex. There's no perks to it, there's nothing, but it just, let alone just a fucking flex, which I think is a good idea. You know, when you get higher into those tiers, yeah, maybe there should be something for, you know, someone that puts in all that hard fucking work, and let them fucking flex. Shit, why not? If they do all that work, let them. Like, and it's not, we're going to sit here and be like, you get like this new exotic weapon, like an SMG, that with one bullet just incinerates everything. You know, just like this OP weapon. Yeah, you don't want to do that. That's not going to end very well for you. Personally would like to see something that goes further than 6v6. Not quite BF or MW ground war, but perhaps just a grander game mode with true teamwork required and meaningful exclusive / rewards. Maybe something like payload from OW, like I guess Overwatch, but each objective OBJ, there is a unique parameter. That's not a bad idea, and that kind of I'll kind of briefly kind of go over it because we're kind of nearing the end of the show, and I don't know how many people actually make it to the end. I mean, it's not hardly anybody that makes it this far, but it does have to do with my next video that I'm going to actually start editing as soon as I'm done here and get it uploaded to TikTok. And then after that, I'm going to upload it to YouTube and see if we could get a conversation started here. So I had an idea where basically where Bungie could go in and in where they have like the private matches, make it where we can go in and literally edit everything, right? You can edit what weapons you can use. If you could turn exotics off, you can't use any exotics. Hell, you can even set it up where you only have whites and blues. That is it. And to really, and you can have some wacky ass shit like bows only, you know, or, you know, just something fun for people to, you know, make some wacky games. And then they can place themselves as an author of building that match, trying it out with their friends, seeing how they like it, tweak it, do all the things, and then they can submit it, and it will get placed up onto a leaderboard of some sort. And you can actually go check out this leaderboard and see all these matches that people have created within the community. And you can have it from, like, you could sort it from the most popular to least to newest to oldest, whatever. You can categorize it. You can actually even set it up where this is specific for like trials gameplay, this is specific for comp, this is specific for clash, this is specific for Iron Banner. Not maps, but matches. Okay, I want to be very clear about that. So, and the most popular, that, and it actually gives you a number of how many times that match has been played in its entirety. Now, where you just start it and then back out, start it, back out, you actually got to sit there for the entire length of the match and actually play it. Because, you know, people, they'll like be like, hey, let's get all of our buddies, you know, you get some streamer that will get all his buddies and try to boost theirs up all the way at the top. So anyways, you get the most popular one, and this will actually give even content creators something to do, especially within the PvP community, where they can actually get together and like really hone in, what does a trials match look like? Is it 3v3? Is it 1v1? Is it 2v2? Maybe someone put duos. 3v3, where, like, I don't know, you could put crazy ass effects like what we've seen before. Your health does not regen unless if you're near your fire team. Yeah, that's asking for a rocket launcher or a grenade launcher to be shot at you, sure, but you can edit that out. You can actually set it, no rocket launchers, all different type of weapons. Now you have to at least have 3 specific weapons to be able to use, or you just go in fist blazing. So can't really do that. But I honestly think that would be a really cool idea. I don't know if Bungie's engine can even handle something like that, or how difficult, how expensive it would be. I just figure, think of it like Minecraft. You put in the basic code to something simple, but let the community build the game. Basically, you just put certain things, certain parameters, certain aspects to it, and see where it goes. And if it becomes so popular that, you know, so many people are playing this one match, Bungie can analyze it, take a look at it, and be like, okay, well, this by so and so, we're going to take this match that they've created and actually place it within the regular, you know, inline game. Like where they actually take it, like, this is for trials, this is a match that I've created for trials, and then they'll put it on the shelf for trials, where you can actually rank up, get loot, do all the things, you know. Excuse me. Here, let me shut up for a second. I really need a drink. All right. Woo, shit. All right. Let me see. Nothing new. All right, I'm just gonna put that away. Let's see. More dynamic cosmetics. Right now there are 2: Flawless Glow for trials and the new transmat thing. Imagine if there was a rose ornament that changed based on your comp rank. Ooh, that's nice. Heart that one. Or if the Flawless Glow began dim as you play that week and became brighter as your progression card or progressed card. That sounds great, but at the same time, like, you would be just a glowing light bulb. You know, when people trying to shoot at you. I don't know if you want glowing like that, but I can see where you're kind of going with it. Why SBMM is such a problem? I think that solves problems. Why wouldn't I want to play people my skill level? The streamers and dedicated gamers might hate it because then they can't just wipe the whole team. But for us basic players, I don't see why SBMM is such a bad thing. Yeah. And that's another thing. You're kind of, I always kind of wonder, especially when it comes to PvP, right? When it comes to PvP, and I've seen it in raids as well, right? You get content creators or streamers, which is no shade here. I wanted to see if we could kind of point this out real quick. When it comes to PvP and you're a streamer, let's say you got Frostbolt or any other like very talented PvP player, and they, of course, they have the right to give their own opinion, which fine, you know, your feedback is just as valuable as anybody else's, correct? But at the same time, you kind of have to think about it. If you're only listening to the guy that goes in, plays PvP, and is a streamer, and you get some other person, like you get a group that sees that, hey, I have match mated with Frostbolt. I'm just going to go with him because that's really the only one I can really think of on the top of my head of major PvP players. So they match in and they are going to go as hard as fucking possible. Obviously, he knows this. So you kind of put yourself in that sort of position, right? Kind of put yourself in that kind of position, and it just ends up, you know, like, but your feedback is almost kind of like a biased feedback, because at the same time, like, yeah, people are going to go hard on you, dude. And you know this. Like, I'm not telling you anything different, but it is what it is, you know, when it comes to that. Now, like I said, I'm not trying to sit here and try to invalidate someone's opinion because they're a streamer or content creator. It's fine. But at the same time, you also have to take that into consideration that, you know, yeah, if you're going to put yourself out like that on the internet, you're going to have to expect that people are going to go hard. Which, hey, he can hold his own just like any of the others, which is fine. So anyways, yeah, I know a lot of SBMM seems to be like the hottest fucking topic these days, and people just want it fucking gone, which it makes sense though. I mean, it's like, but at the same time, it is one of those things that seems to be, it makes sense on paper, right? But it doesn't get really implemented very well out in the wild. So second quick play playlist that limits the weapon choices to only weapons released within the current expansion, breaks the monotony of facing the same weapons for the 3 billionth time. without affecting the core playlist. True, but I would have to say, like, when it comes to that, everybody's going to use, it's not really like you got to lock these out or whatever, because I don't want to have to go up against these over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like, but that's how it's always been, to be honest, right? It's always been that way. And you also can see it whenever you have, you know, streamers or content creators that create these builds, and then people use those builds, and you get a majority of people. It's like, wow, this TTK is off the fucking chain. I can kill a guardian in, like, with a 11 resilience and melt him in 0.2 seconds. Bang, he dead. Done. Right? Of course, everybody's going to fucking gravitate to that, you know? But, I mean, yeah, I could kind of see that, but I don't know. But it's also a different playlist, too, so that might not be too bad of an idea. I still think my idea is a lot better, though. But that's just bias. Remove the SMG Immortal. The no-skilled Jotun and OP Hunters. Whatever. First and foremost, they should make sure the correct game types are available when they should be, and also make sure they go away when they should not be. I'm pretty sure every reset this season has had issues with that. I have no idea what this person is talking about. Okay. Remove SBMM once again. Bring back vaulted maps again. Buff other weapon archetypes, and like you're just doing this, you know, you're going to bring these up and you're going to pull these down. It's like, I kind of like the idea of going with the way like Monster Hunter went with. You know, you can literally play with any weapon you want, and not one is going to be better than the other. Now, I understand those are completely different things. You know, mostly melee weapons, and we're over here shooting magic here. So, bullets and magic, and I understand that that's a little different. But it would be kind of nice to have it where it doesn't matter what you play with, if it's your play style, that's your play style. Screw the meta. So, connection-based matchmaking. Make cosmetics for comp playlists. Bring more material rewards for winning matches, enhancement cores, prisms, etc. Update comp with incentive-based weapons to chase. Basically like Recluse, Not Forgotten, and Luminous Howl. Yeah. I mean, but didn't Bungie already state that they were going to do like half of those things? I don't know. I would say split the Crucible into 3-section competitive, trials, Iron Banner, comp. Huh? So basically comp, trials, and Iron Banner. Make a mode for big outdoor maps and vehicles. Add Mayhem and Rumble to the full-time Make Rumble 12-man game mode. God. And then make a mode where you can only use your grenades and weapons, no powers. I got the solution, guys. I swear to God, I did not read this thread. This is my first time seeing it. I don't know, but he's kind of on the same track of where I'm at, but I think mine's a little more detailed. So better armor for only multi not allowed, one-shot kill weapons unless it's heavy or snipers. More maps. Now snipers, yes, I could see like heavy snipers should be able to one tap, you know. I'm okay with that, and I hate snipers. Shotguns, Shotguns should not one tap. Nope. I don't care which one you're fucking using. If you're using a shotgun, hot take coming, it should literally be like it would take you, it would probably take, you can't die from a shot from a shotgun. Nope. Take it out. Get rid of it. No more one-shotting shotguns. You'll see shotgun apers gone. Like they'll drop that shit. I think Call of Duty did that, or another game that I can't really think of on the top of my head, but I know there's a game out there that it doesn't matter what shotgun you use, it's not going to one tap anybody. Doesn't matter. Like literally you're just going to use it, and like you would have to kind of like follow up with a melee, you know, shotgun meleeing. So very close range, but not just you come around the corner and then poof, you're dead. It's like, no. But no, I don't think, if you're at full health, a shotgun shouldn't be able to one-shot you. Keep all the modes all the time. Remove SBMM. Here we go again. Balance PvP for PvP. Okay. Add more maps for God's sake. Freelance for if not all mode, no, most modes. Huh? Okay. Just cause it's free, it don't mean we throw it in the trash can. I'm talking to Bungie. Also, a PvP team will do all this would be nice. Okay. Oh, I guess to do all this would be nice. Okay. Let's see. Have weapons to grind for. I've been getting into comp lately, but there's no real reason to play except for rank points. The loot is not where it needs to be. Add comp weapons only for people that grind comp. Add casual weapons only for casuals. Yeah, I could go with that. I can actually see that. There's no way to truly balance a game that uses the same functions for both PvE and PvP. Correction, they've actually were able to kind of do a lot of the separations where they can make a lot of changes for PvP specifically, and it's not supposed to actually affect PvE. So some weapons and skills that are excellent for PvP suck in PvE, and vice versa. Bungie would have to separate weapons and skills, which I doubt is feasible. Being back Sunset Crucible weapons, Luna's and Not Forgotten, Randy, Revoker, but modify Magnificent Howl and associated perks. I'm not okay. Cosmetics, new armor maps, just make it worthwhile, please. Okay. TTK's back to 1.0 plus. Abilities deal up to 87 damage max, except low damaging AoE. OHK specials either get their damage reduced to not OHK or make the downside of running these specials so bad that no one plays them. Nerf hand cannons to out of the top 5 meta. Hand cannons? Really? Oh god. I guess, oh my god. You get like, if somebody is like using like a shotgun and a hand cannon maybe, but yeah, I like my hand cannons, man, especially when you take it with a bow and a hand cannon. It's nice. I don't need much, only the same from Forsaken. With all the old maps from Vanilla D2, game modes can stay as they are. Most people play Control that was always the case and always will be the case. Adjust outliers rather than nerfing a whole weapons class. Like I said, when it comes to the fucking metas, you know, when you have metas, people, they always adjust so that one will reach to the top. But yeah, so anyways, there's a lot to go through here, but I'm not going to sit here and go through this entire thread, this tweet, which I found it kind of ironic that I found this from the Destiny show. It's something that they posted earlier this morning, and I had no fucking idea that they posted this. So it was kind of ironic that I decided to talk a little bit about PvP, and they had a post, and I was like, hey, let's actually go into their comment sections and see what it is that some people are actually talking about. So okay, so all right, okay, well, we are actually at the 1 hour mark, and I think things are going to start kind of slow down at this point. And but yeah, like I said earlier in the stream, I am looking for people to be guests, and really it would actually be really nice to be able to have more one-on-one conversations or one-on-two conversations, you know, whatever, and you know, to really kind of bring this more alive. I know I'm not the most, you know, I don't have the most amazing voice to listen to, so just me, myself. So yeah, it's just me, myself, and I right now, and yeah, it'd be nice to have some people to talk to at the same time. Now, in my past streams, I had, you know, buddies that would come on and we would actually have conversations. But if you really want to, you know, possibly be a part of the show, be a guest, you know, we would basically, I would just, you know, we would contact each other, you know, talk a little bit, I kind of get the vibe, and then I would, you know, most likely end up bringing you onto the show, kind of like an interview thing, sorta, but it's more of like just a chill and chat type deal. But it's just so I can kind of get an idea who you are and kind of what you're about when it comes to Destiny 2. So, but if that's something that you're interested in, do hit me up. You can actually, you know, you can comment on this video, you can hit me up on Discord. The link is in the description if you want to join, and you can contact me there. Just look for Armalite-X, and you can send me a private message, whatever the case is. I am also open to collabs, you know, with like smaller YouTube channels. I get it, you know, and when I'm almost to 100, but you know, until like I actually start pumping out numbers and really starting to get an audience that actually watches, trying to do collabs with like streamers, it's going to be a little bit of a tough call, because, you know, they're going to want something out of it as well. And I understand, it's the name of the game. I get it. You know, a lot of people are just not going to do something because, oh, it sounds like fun. But what do I get out of it in return? I'm going to waste an hour or two talking to somebody, and it's not going to benefit me in any kind of way. And it sucks that it's got to be that way. But I think it would be kind of cool because, hey, you know, one day, you know, I'm sitting down here like, you know, 20,000 subscribers, and I get, you know, a few hundred people watching at one time, you know, which is going to be fucking amazing. And I have guests coming on left and right. I think it'd be kind of cool. You know, people could go back at later, earlier streams and be able to see that you were a part of the stream at some point before everybody else came running. So I think it's kind of cool, kind of maybe a food for thought. So anyways, like I said, contact me if you want to be a part. We will, you know, start getting more into doing like call-ins and stuff like that. But I kind of want to focus more like on, you know, doing guests. but we will have call-ins, and I'll kind of navigate how that's going to happen. But I think I'm going to get the fuck out of here for the night. It's getting late, but I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. No matter where you are in the world, what time it is in your neck of the woods. But that being said, until we meet again, Guardian, y'all stay classy.